When it comes to PPC or pay-per-click advertising, there are some advanced tools that can really help enhance your efforts by providing deep analytics based on robust algorithms. These tools are generally used after you've already begun running some PPC advertising campaigns and want to compare data from multiple networks. Bid management systems will combine data from different sources to help determine optimal budgeting and targeting. These tools are best for organizations that plan on doing quite a bit of PPC advertising. The first tool that I'd like to take a look at is called Sky, formerly called Kenshu, and you can access it at sky.io. Sky is an advanced bid management platform that allows you to track all of your PPC campaigns, and it does so using a different attribution model. That's what separates it from some of these other platforms. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about. Okay, so you can see that Sky has an entire page dedicated to their cross-channel attribution model, and it lets you know that this helps you optimize the impact of your search and social ad performance. So if we scroll down a little bit, we can kind of see a graphic here which tells us what they're talking about. But what this essentially does is that with a lot of other bid management systems, if somebody sees an ad for your website and then they search for your website later on and click to buy something, they will attribute that purchase to when they searched later on. Scoundrel, however, will divide that attribution. So half of it goes to the ad that they saw earlier, and half goes to the search that they did later on to find your website. It doesn't make other systems incorrect. It's just a different way of looking at it, and a lot of marketers find value in it. If you go up here to the top and you mouse over the platform dropdown, you can see some other things that Sky does. It's not just for that attribution model, but that is what makes it very unique. So you can scroll down this page a little bit here and you can see some of their pricing and packages right here. They actually don't put their pricing right here on the website. You do have to click on the book a meeting link. Again, this is for large sized organizations. You can see that there's standard plan that they have is for programs where you're spending up to $4 million. So, obviously you can spend less than 4 million, but just by looking at these numbers, that's the baseline. Then the next one is up to 10 million, 20 million, 35 million. So this platform is for large size organizations that are doing a lot of digital advertising. But if you're doing search marketing, social media marketing, you can get integrated with all of your e-commerce and your mobile apps and just kind of connect them all together using Sky, and it's a very robust system. The next system that I'd like to talk about is WordStream. WordStream has been around for a really long time, and they're more geared towards those small to mid-sized businesses. Similarly to Sky, WordStream offers cross-platform reporting, so you can see statistics from your social, from your display ads, from your search ads, all in one place. You can also use it as a marketing agency, and again, it has a lot of the same features as Sky, but just geared towards smaller organizations. WordStream is easier to sign up for and use right away. You don't have to book a meeting with an actual person, and you can actually just do it online. WordStream also offers a lot of tools that help grade the performance of your Google ads, of your Facebook ads, and even your landing page for your Google ads. So it has a lot of great features, and it will actually create reports for you to give you a grade on how good your landing page is, for example. They also have a keyword tool that I've used throughout the years. It's right up there alongside Google Keyword Planner when it comes to doing SEO research and trying to find optimal budgets for your advertising campaigns. So if you're running smaller PPC advertising campaigns or just don't have a huge budget for your PPC advertising but are looking to optimize your bids and your budgets, then WordStream is a great tool to get started with before jumping into one of the more expensive and higher volume tools like Sky. The last platform that I like to talk about is called Marin One. It used to be called Marin Software, and it's been around for a really long time. They focus on trying to increase the ROI for digital marketing efforts. Marin One offers a lot of the same features as Sky and WordStream and allows you to integrate all of your data, including your CRM data, any data you may have in data warehouses, data from publishers, where your ads have been displayed on their websites, and it will look across your different channels and try to discover what the optimal performance is and try to help you determine the best practices depending on your marketing goals. So all of these tools, Sky, WordStream, Marin, they do a great job of allowing marketers to compare campaign results from different networks. Traditionally, you'd have to log into the platform that you use for each network, export the data individually, then combine all that data into one spreadsheet. These platforms do that work for you, and they also use advanced algorithms to try and enhance the information that you're getting so that when you go to run your next PPC campaign, you have a lot more information to work with. These tools are great bid management platforms for PPC advertisers that are looking to step up their game, dig deeper, and gain advanced insight into the performance of their campaigns. Let's talk about some tools that you can use for search engine marketing. Search engine marketing is when you pay to get a link at the top of a search engine results page. So that's the first couple of links that you see in Google search that say sponsored or promoted. And we're going to talk about the different tools that you can use to actually set up those campaigns, and then a couple of additional tools that you can use to enhance your research. So when it comes to actually advertising in search engines, there are only a few options that are really worth it. Obviously, the king of the industry is still Google, so you definitely want to start a campaign in Google Ads if you're looking to get into search engine marketing. And you can do so here at ads.google.com. We also talked earlier in the course about using Google Ads for your display advertising. So you can do both in the same place. You can just get started here by clicking Start Now, make sure you're signed in with a Google account, and you can start creating a search engine win campaign. The other two search engines that you want to be worried about in the United States are Bing and Yahoo. So to do search engine marketing in Bing, you need to use Microsoft Ads, and to do search engine marketing in Yahoo, you need to use Yahoo native ads. So to get started advertising in Bing, you can just go to ads.microsoft.com. You need to log into a Microsoft account and then just click on the Sign Up Now button, and you can get started in advertising in Bing. If you go to gemini.yahoo.com, this is where you could create an account to set up search engine marketing for Yahoo. I will say that Google has about 95% of the market share when it comes to searches in the United States. So I definitely recommend that you get started there first. And then maybe if you want to branch out and see if you can get into some other search engines, you could try Bing or Yahoo. Additionally, if you're looking to get into the Chinese market, you can try running a search engine marketing campaign with Baidu, which is the largest search engine in China. You can get started at baiduadvertising.com, and then you'll notice that if you scroll down to the bottom of this page, you can go ahead and check your eligibility to see if you're able to advertise in Baidu. I will say that there are some laws that have been passed in China to make search engine marketing a little bit more stringent, difficult to get into, so the process to apply for advertising with Baidu is a bit more complicated than it is with Google, Bing, or Yahoo. That being said, I want to talk about a couple of other tools that you can use to enhance some of your research if you're running some search engine marketing campaigns. I have two tools that I like to talk about, and they're very, very similar. Both have been around for a long time and specialize in analyzing competitor information so that you can see the type of digital advertising campaigns and search engine marketing campaigns that your competitors are running. The two tools that I like to highlight are SEMrush and SpyFu. I will say that I think SEMrush has a bit more data, a bit more value. However, it's also more expensive. So you can access SEMrush at semrush.com. And I actually have one of my accounts open because I use SEMrush all the time. I use it for my search engine optimization for my website and for YouTube, but obviously you can also use it for search engine marketing and PPC advertising because it gives you an idea of the volume of searches. They have a whole bunch of tools over here. So you definitely want to get into like the keyword overview tool. You can just click on that and then you could enter a search term and quick search, and you get all this wonderful information about the volume of the search and that sort of thing. So it isn't necessarily geared towards advertising as much as it is towards just SEO, but again, you can really enhance your research with these tools. Now the thing is if we go up here and we look at the pricing of SEMrush, it is quite expensive. So you can see the pro version, which is their basic version essentially, is $120 a month. So it's pretty expensive depending on what you're doing with it. So let's take a look at SpyFu and the pricing for SpyFu, and you can compare and contrast a little bit. But SEMrush is an incredibly powerful tool. So if you're doing a lot of search engine marketing or just SEO in general, it's definitely worth it. Okay, so here we are on the SpyFu webpage, and let's go ahead and let's jump right into the pricing. It's very similar to SEMrush in terms of doing, search engine optimization research and SEM research, but you'll notice that you can get an annual plan that's $16 a month. So that's quite a bit cheaper than the SEMrush plan. You do have limitations, so the amount of search results that you can display and stuff. And I'll tell you that, it says right here 10,000 rows of search results. That might seem like a lot when you just read that, but when we're talking about doing SEM research, that's not a lot. You only have 6 months of historical data. So this basic plan for SpyFu is very limited. I would compare more this professional plan of SpyFu to the basic plan of SEMrush. So we're talking $36 a month instead of 120. So it is a lot cheaper. It doesn't have quite the data that SEMrush has, and it nor the other tools. SEMrush has a lot of other tools in terms of backlink checkers and all sorts of things like that. But if you're just looking to do some additional research for SEM, then I would recommend maybe starting with SpyFu because that pricing is just so much more affordable. So if you're just getting into search engine marketing, you definitely want to use Google Ads, get into Google search results. Then to branch out from that, you could try Bing, Yahoo, or Baidu if that makes sense for your organization. And then when it comes to additional research, the SpyFu and SEMrush tools have both been around for a long time and are very trusted sources of information when it comes to keyword research for your search engine marketing efforts.